In this video, I'm going to teach you everything that you could ever need to know about mastering your video hooks, because if you can't stop the scroll, no matter how amazing your video is, you won't secure the view. And that's the reality of the situation. Now, I'm not going to come at you with a template of 15 different hooks that you can steal to grow your business, but I'm going to teach you the psychology, the structure, and the step-by-step thinking behind what actually a great hook contains, so that you can create your own anytime in any niche. Because as the saying goes, give man a fish and he'll eat for a day, but teach man to fish and you'll feed him for a lifetime. So I'm going to teach you how to fish, essentially. For context, I've been making videos for around a decade. I've worked with hundreds of the biggest brands in the world and made them millions in the process. And whilst the strategies that I've used to help them succeed have been perfected, ultimately none of the videos that I've created either for the brands that I've worked with or even my own content would work without a strong hook. Your audience are busy people, okay? They're scrolling through a feed that displays so much information so quickly, and they're incredibly overwhelmed with everyone trying to grab their attention. And I compare it to like a car alarm going off in a quiet neighborhood. Everybody's going about their day, they're busy, they're distracted, and they're not paying attention. And then suddenly, bam, a sound cuts through the noise. People stop, they turn their heads, not because they planned to, but because they had to, or because their brain registered it as an unusual, urgent, or unexpected sound, which is what we call in the industry as a pattern interrupt. That's exactly what a great hook does. It doesn't ask for attention by saying, oh, please watch my videos. It demands it by interrupting the scroll with something that feels too interesting or too personal or too unexpected just to ignore. Just like a car alarm makes you look out of the window, a strong hook makes someone stop mid-scroll and say, wait, what was that? With that in mind, these are my top 7 ways to create great hooks that make people pay attention. Number 1, your hook structure. Saying things like, if you're not getting X, this is probably Y, isn't, in my opinion, enough anymore.
Here's how to become a better salesman.
How to cook the perfect pasta.
This is how you get in shape for summer.
Okay, your hooks can't be single one-liners, and they need to progressively create further layers of intrigue and curiosity. And here's how you do just that. First, you start with a context signal. Tell your viewers exactly what the video is about in the first line of your script. This helps the right people self-select in and the wrong people scroll past, which is a really good thing. Second, introduce your scroll stopper. Flip their expectations. Say something that contradicts or challenges or surprises them, and this disrupts the autopilot and forces their attention. Third, create what's called a curiosity trigger. End the hook by opening a loop that must be closed. Pose a problem, drop a statistic, or say something that feels unfinished. Their brain will want to stick around to resolve it. To give an example of this in action, and for context of this video, your video could say, if your videos aren't getting views, this is probably why. That's the context signal. It's not your editing, it's not your algorithm, it's your sentence. That's the scroll stopper. And here's the one line that makes any video in any niche go viral. That's the curiosity trigger. You can instantly feel the difference, and the chances are that you're sitting there right now wanting to know what happens next. And if you apply this framework to your hooks, they will feel significantly more powerful and they will stop more people in their tracks. Number 2, visual hooks. By far the most powerful hooks introduce visual elements right at the start of their video. This could be anything from a few words that pop up on screen and complement what you say, just like I do at the start of my videos, or to get a bit more creative with the production value of the video itself. Add more movement, use props and gestures, explore editing techniques like match cuts. These are really great ways to grab people's attention alongside the spoken word. Visual hooks work much better than just talking, because essentially you are stacking and layering all of these different attention engineering elements together. But the key here is not to overdo it. You don't want to overwhelm the viewer and make them feel sick just because you've overused the movement aspect. Even something as a simple pinching in as you zoom into a video, or putting your camera in a bag for a different perspective, offers enough balance between visuals and spoken word, and that will get people hooked. Number 3, sound design. Now, I've covered more of the visual side of things and the structural side of things, but something to really consider is your use of sound design, and that's because we actually process audio faster than we process visuals. Use sharp sound effects, contrasting ambient noise, or bold music in those first few seconds, and you'll likely make someone stop and listen. You could use sound design in terms of a sudden silence followed by an impactful voiceover, or an abrupt music drop that instantly cuts through. A really great platform to access all of these, and I'm in no way sponsored or affiliated with this company, it's just an amazing company, is a brand called Epidemic Sounds. I've used them for years and I can vouch for them. I can vouch for them. Go and check them out. Think of implementing sound effects like whooshes or rises or pop-up effects that just help you to make your hooks sound a bit more dynamic and add a bit of extra depth. Pair these sound effects with text pop-ups like this, and you've got a really compelling hook that will stand out. Number 4, use physical tension or risks. This is also known in the industry as a visual cliffhanger. Our brains are wired to pay attention to danger, even perceived or implied danger. It's a survival instinct, and in video, that instinct kicks in more so when something something feels unsettled or on the edge of going wrong. Now, this doesn't need to be dramatic or anywhere dangerous. Your hook just needs to be enough to raise the visual stakes. Pouring a cup of coffee until the absolute brim about to spill over, or holding a balloon near a needle. These are moments that psychologists call attentional urgency. The viewer has to stay just to see what happens next. But the key here is to tie this tension back towards your message. For example, if you're holding scissors over a shirt and saying most of you are cutting your content strategies short, and here's why, that psychological act becomes a metaphor for the situation, and people stay not just for the action, but because of the meaning behind it. It's the hook and insight layered together.
Don't post another video before trying this. It's a viral strategy all your favorite creators use to keep you hooked.
These mistakes are stopping you go viral. Here's how you fix them.
Number 5, leverage status shifts or reveals. One of the strongest attention devices is surprise, especially when it comes to perception. Status-based reveals flip the viewer's assumptions upside down. They take someone who looks ordinary and reveals something extraordinary, or they take a big success and show the relatable, the struggling behind it. For example, you may have heard something along the lines of, he started out filming content in his mum's kitchen and now he runs a 7-figure agency in the past. These shifts essentially rewire the viewer's judgment in real time, which creates a mental pause and a moment of, wait, really? That pause is your window. Use it to open the story and make your audience reassess what's actually possible. These kinds of reveals also work really well with brands or products or even yourself. So start with a stereotype, then smash it open with truth, because the more unexpected the gap, the more effective the hook will be. Number 6, break the fourth wall. Most content on the internet talks at the viewer. Endless scrolling of here's my 3 reasons why, or here's my secret content framework. But when you break that fourth wall and you start speaking to them, like you're sitting in front of them in the front room, it snaps them out of autopilot.
Let me ask you a question. When's the last time you bought something from the bottom shelf?
This works best when you catch them in a moment of what's called a silent truth. And this comes across in lines like, you've saved 37 videos like this one, but you've posted how many? You're not tired, you're overwhelmed because none of this is actually working, is it? That level of fourth wall breaking and actually highlighting the silent truth is intimate and it's honest, and it's a bit uncomfortable, and that discomfort creates a tension. If you're using the tactics of breaking the fourth wall in your hooks, it's not necessarily about being accusatory, it's about acknowledging the silent friction that your audience lives with and letting them know that they're not alone. Done right, this builds trust and it secures the view very, very quickly. And finally, number 7, front load value. What you've got to consider with your hooks is that depending on the platform that you post to, let's just take TikTok and YouTube as 2 polar opposite examples, the time to value delay massively changes. Jack, what the bloomin' hell is the time to value delay? Well, simply put, it's the amount of time that it takes you as the creator to deliver value to your audience or the consumer. The longer that takes, the more likely that consumer is to click off and scroll past. For platforms like TikTok, the time to value delay actually needs to be achieved within anywhere from 1 to 4 seconds. But for platforms like YouTube, you can get away with, and you can actually push that time to delay for as long as 2 to probably 5 minutes. And this is because people consume in very different states of mind depending on the platform that they're on. TikTok tends to be more boredom-fueled pain, which needs to be instantly relieved, whereas YouTube tends to be a little bit more forgiving because it's more focused on search, intent, and self-development. And depending on their state of mind when they're consuming this, they're either going to be less or more forgiving. My advice here would be to just get to the point of a payoff as quickly as possible. If you find that you're rambling, cut it all out in the edit and get to the point faster, because regardless of the platform, every second counts. And waiting 1 second longer could be the difference between people continuing to watch or people scrolling. Now, these are only a handful of ways to create thumb-stopping video hooks, and there are hundreds of other ways to do just that. I would know better than anybody. I've been creating videos professionally for over a decade, but what you need to do now are 2 things. First, you need to start to use any of these 7 hook tactics in your own videos, and second, you need guidance from other creators like myself, which is what we do inside the Content Club. It's my video community for small business owners who want to learn how to create better videos that they can use to market and grow their business. And if you want to check it out for yourself, the link will be in the first line of the description. Go and explore it and have fun. But if you're not ready to jump into the community just yet and take action, you can stay here for free and consume this video, which will help you to create better videos for your business. And if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel already, go and do that. I post weekly videos that will help you to create better content to market your business for free. Go and check it out and stick around for the long term. And until then, I shall see you in next week's video. See you then.